What's up, guys? Welcome back.
So, by the way, I don't advise that you skip a date for TG.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I appreciate it, but definitely don't skip a date for TG. I'm already held responsible for all the evil actions that Big Head does. I don't want to be held responsible for you missing a date, too. No, just blame Justin. Just blame Justin. It's all good. Just blame Justin.
Yeah. Or she comes over like, what are we doing tonight? Or we're watching this. Oh.
Hey, definitely
Suck his dick!
Definitely don't watch TG during your date.
Yeah.
These
guys have bad mouth. Wait a minute. What's this? This is real talk.
Let me tell you a little something about something.
Welcome back, guys, to Talking Guns number 22. Fucking 22. Goddamn right.
If your date was Hitler, then you are already fucked up beyond all recognition and need to adjust your life.
Yeah. Fuck that. Fuck that. No. Also, he's not very attractive. That's a weird conversation.
All right.
Are we ready for the news?
We're ready for it.
All right.
Let's hurry up before this Hitler conversation gets out of hand.
Motherfucking news. So
the news.
Division 2 got its title update 3, and the raid dropped on Thursday. So we've talked about what's going to be in title update 3 before. They also got an apparel event going around the raid, so it's more outfits just like last time. Those outfits will be added to the pool after that whole thing's over. So when does that end? Do they actually say in here? May 16th to June 6th. And that'll be the last day that if you get all of them, you can get the full outfit, whatever the fucking full outfit is, I would assume. Power keys earned, weekly apparel projects, chances to drop field proficiency caches, okay. Dark proficiency zones or whatever, and direct purchase with premium credits. Now, the outfits are kind of lame in my opinion.
No.
They're not as good as last time because they're not like faction outfits. It's like one of them's like a mechanic. The other one's like some dude with a fucking boonie. But it's an ugly ass boonie. I don't know. It looks like some shit.
I mean, boonies aren't really fashionable to begin with. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
If you make them fashionable, it's because you're trying too hard. They're supposed to be covered the goddamn fucking heat and everything else and all that. But
I mean, that's the boonie right there. It's got this weird roll on it or something. It's whatever. Although I got this weapon skin last night. And it looks sick.
I need to play again, just because fucking I don't know. I've been having optimization issues lately with all like a good chunk of these games, but I think I'm getting them figured out. So I will get back into that again. So I definitely don't want the pink camo.
Yeah, fuck that. I thought Division 2 expansions were going to be free. They are free. Yes. Yeah. This is a apparel event thing.
That's not bad.
Which you can also earn in game, and if you have the season pass, which is part of like Ultimate and up, then you get 4 free keys to start, and then every time you level up, you can get another key, and then all those outfits will be added afterward to the normal way, like the normal way that you use apparel cache key fragments and stuff. So like the raid's free, all the title updates they add are free, all those event stuff that's free. Yeah. There's special areas you can't go into. I'm not aware of any special areas you can't go
into. Didn't delve that far.
Yeah, I am not aware of any. Those are just small. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there's a couple you run it. There's also some. For those of you that are unaware, once you go into the dark zone and you run the you don't have to kill people to do this one. You can just go to those little boxes and get your
fun in that.
Well, I mean, you can do both. It's whatever,
Okay.
But you don't have to if you don't want to. And then you get your rank all the way up. Like you zero in where the thieves' den is, and then you go to the thieves' den. It gets rid of your rogue status, and then you unlock the vendor that randomly pops up outside of the dark zone, just in the world, and those can have little side quests with them too. So, so I recommend doing that at least once to go do that, because the vendor will have. Last time I got on was last night, and the vendor had like 2 special guns that were special named. They were just yellows, and they weren't at 500 or anything. But if you're a collector, that's something you can get there. But from what I've heard of the raid, is that it's really hard. I don't know if that's necessarily because of bad design or whatnot. I haven't watched the raid personally because I kind of want to go in there and figure it out when I do play it. But and we just don't have a lot of active people at this time, and I'm not too worried about that either because we've had a bunch of other stuff we've been playing, and I was waiting for Title Update 3 to come out anyway to get back into it. So because it was going to change a lot of things and fix a lot of things like gear drops and stuff like that. But
yeah.
So. But cool. I'm looking forward to doing the raid with the blast zone and everything. Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I'd do it.
Apparently, Fortune was saying that he was watching a bunch of people play it, and not very many people were running like dedicated healing builds or anything like that. And the final team that did get worlds first was Marco Styles' team. I don't know if you've heard of him before. He's a pretty big divisioner. He does a lot of videos on division and stuff like that. So. No, we haven't gone over Rage 2 yet.
Yeah. Networking. That's how you get it. Networking. Go out, make friends, say hi, say hey, come to the blast zone.
Yeah. Hey. No, I'm sure once I get back into streaming it won't be a problem. We'll have people come back and be like, hey, what's up? When are we doing that raid? But no worries there. And yeah, that'll happen. It'll happen. We'll get into it. Apparently, there's also Twitch drops incoming with this. Ooh, what?
Hey, all right.
All right, so apparently you can get Twitch drops. Oh, that was during the raid and today. You get a Dark Hours apparel cash key if you're watching Division on Twitch. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's if you're still doing it today. Yeah, today as well. Till 5 p.m. Cest. Oh, whatever. Okay, well, that's cool that they did it though, like to promote like watching people do the raid for the first attempt or whatever. So yeah, it'll be really cool to see how they do a raid. It'll be really cool to see that what their approach is. So I'm excited to do that.
Just gotta find the right people, Doc. Not the there's a lot of the wrong people. You just gotta find the right people.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta find them.
Good luck on your quest.
Here's a bag of holding. It's full of alcohol. Maybe that'll help. But anyway. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot about Division. I went and played with a little bit of the title update last night. I was just helping Doc level up, so I wasn't doing a ton of endgame content personally. It's supposed to have more stuff actually having a higher chance at dropping at 500. I haven't gotten a ton into that yet, but I will be coming back now that Title Update 3 is out. I'll probably be coming back. Oh, well, there we go.
Okay. He's got a valid point.
Oh, okay, yeah. Lived in Indiana.
I didn't mean IRL friends. I mean,
okay.
yeah, but
all right.
talking about networking online, but yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't understand that. Clank is at 512. Chaz has got stuff over 500. I don't get stuff to drop at 500, and I've played more than both of you. I don't understand it. I don't get that. I don't understand.
They don't spend 10 hours in character creation?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't understand it.
No, I still would like to go back to Indiana every once in a while just to see how it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Changed. Hope you guys check your... Yeah, they did change a bunch of stuff in Division. So I'm pretty much restarting my builds, period, because of all those changes they made. But yeah, that'll be fun. We'll have more about that in the future once I actually start delving into it and how that all plays out. But so you guys know, I mean, that's what I was waiting on was Title Update 3. Fixed a ton of stuff. They made one little a little like spark note, I guess, a bullet point is that they did make enemies more they get killed faster.
Okay.
So they shortened time to kills and stuff. They also nerfed a bunch of stuff to kind of make it work well, but they said this was a state of the game a bit back that like I know we're nerfing a bunch of stuff, but we're also nerfing the enemies, and what we want is that a shorter time to kill period on on PvE enemies anyway. So it'll all work out. So don't get too focused
Well,
on.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
It's not really making a lot of sense in my head if you're nerfing weapon damage, but also nerfing. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much they get smacked with the nerf bat.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed so much stuff that it's gonna take a while for me to wrap my head around. Like playing, I'll have to play for a bit because they changed a ton of shit. This is a huge rebalance of like skill power, weapons, talents, gear, mods, stuff like that. It's a ton of stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I like playing it.
Yeah.
I just gotta
game.
tweak my settings so
Yeah.
I can single PC man over here streaming. So I gotta do some tweakage.
Yeah. Although I am still very disappointed with how much damage the fucking TAC 50 does. It does like 240k, whereas the grenade launcher does like 840k, and the crossbow does like 700 and something k. And that's annoying to me. It's whatever. Maybe hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. Because I really like using sniper personally, and I know Clank does as well, but.
I just picked survival just to be different because everybody else picked all their shit. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna pick this one.
I mean, it's got some good stuff in it. That's assault rifle damage and shotguns, right? Yeah, that's assault rifles and shotguns. Both bonuses.
Yes.
Yeah, and those are fun. Those are really good. Like I run sharpshooter with an auto rifle just because of how good they are. But Yeah. Don't bring a sniper. Okay, well, fuck me.
Bring it anyway. Fuck it. Who cares?
We'll see. It'll be fun.
Try it out.
Beat my head against something. Yeah. Hopefully it's worth it. I'm going to be pissed if I finish it and I don't get a lot of stuff, though. I'm going to be like, that would be annoying. But they did a ton of tweaking of gear drops and how much you get out of what you kill and stuff like that. That was all in State of the Games they did before, what they want Title Update 3 to be. They want to bring back, like, you see all this loot and you get to go through it after killing a boss and stuff like that. They wanted to
That's the
fix
point
that,
of raids, man. Like,
yeah.
Good, lots of good loot.
Yeah.
Great loot, excuse me.
Yeah. It's a good feeling where you get something good and then you get something even better a couple minutes later versus like I got like one thing and it wasn't even from the end boss. It was a random enemy, like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton about it because I haven't played a fuck ton. So,
no, me neither.
Yeah. So moving on to the next news. So guys,
Days Gone.
Yeah, my Days Gone review is out. You guys can check that out. It's a recommend. So if you want to see more, you can go on the video here. I kept it pretty spoiler free.
All right, I'll go get it. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh shit. It was really fun though. I had a lot of fun with it. This is this is about a 34-minute fucking review. I did not think it was gonna be that long. Like I wrote my whole wrote my whole script for it, and then I start reading it out and going over all the points, and I'm like, and then I hit like about 36 or 38 minutes, and I'm like, shit. So I started editing down, cut some things out, and then I don't know if you guys have ever made a review, but it's a fuck ton of taking different clips that support your talking points and going through hours upon hours of footage to find this stuff.
If you do it right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm not perfect at it. I'm still getting better at like trying to write things down so I can remember where things were that I want to talk about later. But yeah. But I'm enjoying getting better at making reviews. And then it was also interesting after making my review of going and watching other people's reviews and seeing what they have to say about the game. And a lot of people were just like, like, I don't like this about it. I don't like this about it. I don't like this about it.
Why is negativity so fucking popular nowadays?
I don't know, man. It's just, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, is to bash on games. That's what's fun, instead of like playing something and figuring out if you actually like it. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Yeah. And there was a lot of issues that are in this game that are not like unique to this game. And like I talked about it a little bit in my review, and then when I watched a bunch of other reviews, like other reviews talked about like some of the similar things, like the shooting stuff. Like when we did our first look, I was like, I don't like the shooting, bro. I don't like the shooting at all.
Yeah,
but,
you said that.
Yeah,
you said that immediately. You were like, you compared it to fucking Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that game got it almost got Game of the Year, right? It was that and God of War. And God of War won.
Well,
yeah. So, like, but I feel like just because this wasn't from a big name dev, it was Ben Studios, and they did the Siphon Filter games, and versus like Red Dead is from Naughty Dog.
Siphon Filter had some weird wonky shooting too.
It was fun though back then.
Yeah, it was fun.
But like from them going to like making those to this and able to do what they did in this game, even with some of its shortcomings, like I feel like I would hope that other devs would look at some of the things they did do with the story. I mean, it's not all original content as far as ideas, but it was a really cool idea, period, for your, a biker riding a bike through a post-apocalyptic world and then having to worry about fuel and resources and settlements and how that all works out. And I go way more in depth about how that affects everything in the review, but it was good. It was good. I'll put that down in the description below. A link to that.
Boom.
Yeah, that's what I got about Days Gone. Did you have any questions?
No, I watched quite a bit of it. I saw the story. Obviously, the wife is very unpopular. Yeah. I gather that every single time I logged in the stream, it was like, fucking bitch. I'm like, shit, okay.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like her, but and then Dot kept trying to defend her. Like, man, why do you hate her? Well, it's fine if if Deacon wants to go after her. I don't like her though. But anyway,
Flaming Bear.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I got one thing that's a spoiler though. If you don't care.
I don't give a dude. I don't have a PlayStation, so it's whatever.
So I'm gonna wave my arms like crazy when we're done talking about a huge spoiler at the end. Okay. So, so Sarah, the work she was doing at the company she was doing actually turned out to make the rage virus shit that turned them all into zombies that actually jumped species. So there was like, they're not really zombies. That's why they call them freakers, because they're more like 28 Days Later zombies with the whole rage shit and all that and how it does it. So I liked that. I liked that a lot. And then it also jumps to wolves. They were fucking infected wolves that could match the speed of a motorcycle at 60 to 70 miles per hour. So like later on in the game, you're getting chased by runners, they called them. They were infected wolves that could just like, they'd be fucking keeping, like you'd be like, oh shit, wolves. And you keep driving, and all of a sudden he's like keeping up with you. You're like, what the fuck? And he's like, but it was cool. And there was a little bit at the end and after the credits, and if you go do a bunch of stuff, I went and watched the video. I think you might have been watching when we did that. I'm not sure. But it turns out that they were working on some kind of like superhuman shit. And the Nero guys, why they wear those suits is because they're fucking superhumans. So it's this weird, interesting, like, if you get to, like, you beat the main, like this guy right here, he reveals his face that he's like some superhuman dude that looks a lot like a freaker, but he's still intelligent and stuff like that. And he, like, the helicopter starts taking off and he jumps up into it really high and shit. So that's like an interesting prelude to like where it's gonna go, or an interesting thing to like if they're gonna make another game, they're like superhuman people and that whole shit. Like it could be really cool in the future there. But yeah, it was a cool idea.
All right, wave your hands.
Yeah. All right, we're done with Days Gone. So, Arma updates. What's going on with Arma?
Okay, so I kind of led a few missions to let everybody kind of get the gist of things.
Is this the right one?
Basically, to give an example, no, there's not a lot. You're not going to see the latest one because I deleted it, so you're not going to see it, so it's irrelevant. I took the reins to kind of show and kind of give examples on how to conduct things, and the last one was just pulling an op order on my ass, but we're going to go back to the way things were per se. back to because at this stage in the game, because of the progress you guys have made, and pretty much almost taking over the entire southern portion of Serrani, I have to go back to playing Ernesto and Foley and the Indigenous Forces Foley. So I have Dave now stepping up to be Blue 4 commander, not necessarily lead for that mission, but he will be dictating overall command and control for Blue 4, which is going to basically give you guys a fighting fucking chance. Is basically what it is. So if you have an overarching Blue 4 commander who's always in charge, it's going to help smooth things along. It's going to help keep things flowing. It's going to help keep things interesting. Because what I was doing was basically I wasn't game mastering a campaign at that point. I was basically writing a storybook because I already knew the beginning, middle, and end if I would have continued. And there's no element of surprise there. I'm basically dictating the entire pace of the overall structure, and I don't want to do that because I still want this to be in the player's hands to cause as much deviancy or as much story guidance or as much. I always like putting power in the player's hands. And if you put power in the player's hands, they become more immersed in the world and they become more dedicated to it and they become more focused on it. And going. You don't necessarily need more volunteer leadership. It's more about getting people to do it that want to do it and everything else. And it's a matter of we tried it. We've done a few iterations. We've changed things around a little bit, but the scope of the story, we kind of deviated a little bit from the whole main point of what the server was about, just to test things a little bit. And now we're going back to things, and it's just like, all right, well, there's been enough examples at this point in the stage in the game. If you guys aren't prepared at this point, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I've hammered examples left and right. You've seen leadership step up with military experience or just people step up, period. And at this point, if y'all get wiped out, I'm ready. I'm prepared for that to happen. So, but you guys have been steamrolling for a while, and it's now time to bring the hammer. So now I've got to portray Ernesto in a very realistic sense.
Yeah.
So things are going to get a lot more interesting. Things are going to get a lot more concise. Things are going to get back on track. Things are going to become even more immersive than they have been. The role-playing elements kind of took a little bit of a back seat to kind of focus on military structure elements, tactics, techniques, and protocols. On top of that, Dave, to deliver that full immersive experience, has begun doing newscasts of what's going on. They kind of get people more and more dedicated into it, which is fucking awesome. It was a phenomenal fucking idea, and I'm so glad that he did that.
Yeah. You guys can see those on Twitter, on the ZFG Nation Twitter.
Yeah, those are fucking amazing. And that's just going to get more people drawn into it and more dedication to doing it. So now it's going to take a real nice, interesting turn, and everybody has the support structures in place now. So now I'm bringing the heat. So, and now if you look to the last thing, now Ernesto has pretty much confirmed that there's U.S. involvement, and now there's a price on your guys' heads. In case you didn't see that news pack.
$50,000 per
$50,000 per U.S. per any U.S. personnel found in Serrani. So now there's that added element. So now you guys are going to have to fucking be very, very careful, and all that stuff. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting on Sunday. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And interesting from here on out. Because now that you don't have to worry about just the enemy itself, but maybe potentially the enemy within, maybe the civilian populace. There's all kinds of factors now. So the escalation of potential hindrances have intensified. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm glad it's gotten the dedication that it has. I'm glad it's gotten the attention it has. I'm glad that people are really enjoying themselves. A little bit of hiccups here and there, growing pains, whatnot, but it's getting to a point now where things are just going and they're going and they're going. So,
yeah, shit's getting real.
Yep. So I'm putting the power back in your guys' hands. I'm taking an extremely hands-off approach now. So you guys basically make the game. It's your experience now. The groundwork has been set up, the framework, the examples, everything has been set up for you now. I'm pushing the power back into your hands to you guys can dictate the pace of the campaign however you see fit. I'm just there to facilitate your consequences. So the power is now back in your hands. That means if you spend 3 hours planning, you spend 3 hours planning. I'm prepared to accept that, but I don't think with Dave it's going to happen because he's going to keep things flowing. So
I think it definitely has to be said, though, that I think we've talked about this before, is that this campaign, where we've steered it, it demands more out of people than just a normal game. Like, not just like buddies hopping on to play some shit. It takes more than that. Like, we got the planning shit that we do beforehand now. Also, we don't want each other to waste our fucking time. You got to learn shit. You got to execute. It's not just like, all right, bro, we're going to just go shoot the things. Just go shoot the things, bro.
I preached this, and I don't know how it's ever fallen on deaf ears still to this day. If you want to just jump in and just play a game, this is not the server for you. This is a server. The primary importance of this server is to be immersed into a realistic military aspect or situation in order for you to, A, if you've never done it before, to learn something, B, if you have done it before but maybe not to this level, or maybe have never participated in operations like these, to get that experience, or C, to have as a therapeutic means to jump back into skill sets you haven't used in a long time. And that's ultimately the goal. So, if it gives somebody one semblance of where they feel important for 2 days a week because they're fucking having a shitty fucking life and maybe things are hard, and they can't, they have a hungering to use skill sets from bygone days, or maybe they can't because they're medically separated, or maybe some guys who never got that opportunity and they want to get full bore into it with a bunch of vets. That's the thing. It's not about how Gucci I can be in a video game. You've got Epoch servers, you've got fucking all kinds of other armor servers for that. But what makes this server special is that foundation of that. So we don't care about how you fucking slay how many motherfuckers you smoke check in this. It doesn't fucking matter. It's about furthering a militaristic objective. Just like how it is. Nobody fucking cares. About I have a 55 fucking whatever the fuck. It's how good at you are progressing the goal, and can you progress that goal, and can you accomplish it? And me setting up challenges and challenging you, and then you overcoming them. That's what it's about. It's not about how good you are at the game. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, that's not what it comes down to. No.
So
no. This is bigger picture.
That's why gamisms piss me off so much. Don't pull up your fucking binos during a fucking ORP. Unless you're squad leader or something. But that's all I got on that one.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Fuck yeah.
You reading chat?
No, I was spacing about like where it's gonna go.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's
like
what
the
I'm
final episode, you know what I mean? Like final episode when we finally, either if we actually finish the mission, and we're walking in there, and Eugene and us are walking into Ernesto's little fucking shithole that he's like the last place he's been pushed to on the corner of the island or something. We tracked him down, and it's just like, well, Steve. What do you want to do? And it's like, and then it just fades to black, like,
yeah.
And he's like sitting there in his own piss, just like, ah!
That's why I like putting the power in the player's hands, because it gives me, I don't even know where this is gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, that was what was so great about the Adventures of Midgard campaign, was I didn't know what you guys were gonna do per session. And I like that because it could go so many different ways, and it can deviate so many different ways, and it makes it exciting for me because I'm just like, what are these motherfuckers going to do now? You know, when you put the power in the player's hands, magical things happen. And if you facilitate that, it makes a really, really interesting campaign because the players feel like their actions matter, and they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Matter a
So,
lot.
if I take that from you, you're not going to be as invested because it's just like I'm following along with a script, and nobody wants to feel like they're following along with a script.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're an actor, I guess. But then it's not your vision. You know what I mean? It's not you progressing anything. It's you know, very open ended on what you do, and sometimes that's a little too much for people to grasp, I think. So. But there you have it.
Or take lead period, but that's fine.
It's fine. Well, and like I said, man, you're just gonna have to, if there's frustration about poor leadership because certain people don't want to do it or they don't take it to that level, you guys just have to step the fuck up. You just really are.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to accept it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like before Wednesdays, yeah, it was like, so, what's the situation? Because I haven't seen anybody else ask or whatever, and I was like, what's the situation?
Well, I can pull a 5-paragraph order out of my ass. Yeah. It's not going to be necessarily a very good one, but it can be done. I did that last session just to prove a point. Yeah. So.
Sunday, guys, again, that is every Wednesday at 19:30 Central Time, and every Sunday at 1900 Central Time that we do our armor sessions. Yes. Good shit. You have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Almost forgot. I closed that out. 1 second. Dude,
the only thing really to talk about that is they've announced maps and they've announced like new weaponry to come into Insurgency Sandstorm. Me personally, I stopped playing it for a while because of optimization issues, but I finally got that going and the game is still fun. The community is really dying for new stuff. They pushed out their community feedback poll, and which was a good move, and pretty much tried to see what the community feedback was, which is a good move. So it's just a matter of what they do from there to make the game better. The game still has some life into it. They just need to breathe some life into it. You know what I mean? Like, people are hungry. They want it. They want to see what NWI is going to do about the issues, 1, and 2, what they're going to do to make it fresh. And then what are they going to continually do to keep pushing this game? Or if they're going to abandon it, which I don't think they're going to abandon it. So
it'd be a shitty move.
It's doing something that people are wanting. It's just they got to keep going.
They don't have any microtransactions in this, right?
They don't.
Yeah. So I wonder what they're doing for supplemental income to keep making stuff on this.
Oh, they're an independent studio, but I mean, they broke new ground in the industry with their sound design. People now want to emulate their sound design. Game companies they broke the foundation with their sound design. Like, it set a standard that everybody wants to emulate. So they've got some magic on this shit. They just have to keep going. Like, that's all I hear about is, Insurgency Sandstorm has some of the best fucking sound ever in audio in a game, and it's like, yes, I agree. Keep going. So they've got it. They just got to they got to do something with it. So that's all I got.
Kind of makes me want to re-download it.
Well, I've got some launch options you can do that'll really boost that fucking feeling. Really boost that optimization for you. Like, it literally, I went from my CPU pinning to it dropping to like 70%, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. So
that's some bad optimizing. Jeez, this isn't even a complex game.
Yeah, it was literally maxed the fuck out, and then I put a few launch options in it, and it dropped to 70%. I was like, oh my god. Okay. Does the sound ever trigger memories? The snaps sometimes do.
Yeah.
The impacting snaps,
the more realistic explosions of mortars and shit.
You know, as far as weapon sounds and stuff like that, no. You know, call for fire sometimes. You know, A10's buzzing overhead, or you know, incoming snaps. Other than that, I'm just like, hey, you know, whoop it on, let's go.
Yeah. Maybe it would be a lot more. It'd be a lot more trigger inducing if you were on the other side and you played this game.
I don't really get. See, that's the thing.
No,
I don't respond the same way as other people. Like I don't freak out. Go, oh, yeah. You know, I'm like, oh, it's game on, let's go, it's time to whoop it on. You know, like you and I talked about, like I'll get calmer because I'm getting in that mode. It's like, oh, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
So I'll sink into that. I mean, it's kind of fucked up to say, but you remember that movie Equilibrium where he just like flatlined, you know, like in that mode. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like to me, oh, it's time to go to work. So.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. Like chick today asked me, she was like, oh, do you have she was asking me about my service and stuff like that. Like, oh, do you have any PTSD? Like, no, it's not. And, you know, it's not anything against anybody with it. We're not, you know, that's not at all that we ever get about when we talk about this. It's just more of, I guess, if you were afraid in the moment, other than like basic, like the first fear you feel when you first get shot at, that kind of thing, you know, like
it's surreal.
Yeah. It's more surreal than fear. But like, I can understand, like, maybe if I did feel afraid, like legitimately ridiculously afraid, and then that would make those memories trigger more for me. But they don't. Like you said, it was more of a, like the first time I got shot at, like, yeah, I got really shaky and shit. I was like, what the fuck, bro? You know, and then when like the first time that we were in VIX and we started getting shot at, and like the first time an RPG was fired at me, or the first time a fucking IED went off and shit. And it's just like, you know, like by the time that we got to that ambush when we were in VIX and the RPG came in, and the fucking like that, we don't know if it was a Russian toe popper or what that we drove over. It was really fucking small. But like at that point, I don't know. It was just more like we got a job to do, like you're talking about, and it's whatever. It was like it literally went off like 50 meters away, and it was just like, and then we just went back to our conversation. You know, like, oh, it's just a little one, didn't do anything. Fuck it. You know.
Yeah, you get acclimated, and then people also like to confuse like PTSD for muscle memory, and it's like, no, it's muscle memory. Like you train to a certain standard. Like if something loud goes off and I reach for a weapon that's not there, it's just muscle memory. It's not PTSD.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory. Like you train to do something for so long or whatever. It's just habit. Yeah. It's habitual. You can't dial off muscle memory.
Yeah.
I think they throw around that word too fucking much, and they don't even understand like what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I don't get stressed out. I get calmer. So.
Yeah. And just on a higher.
I'm just on I get into an elevated level of thinking.
Yeah. That's what it's more like.
My cool, like relax, I don't give a fuck goes into, okay, I'm firing on all cylinders. You know, I go from like a 4-banger engine to chilling to like a V12 fucking Ferrari ready to go. That's me. Yeah. I don't get stress inoculated and start tripping the fuck out. I'm like, it's workhorse time.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'll admit that I have some thing, like I have some like a little, like it's not terrible, but I have some like innate annoyance with things that blow up. Like if somebody's using a pressure cooker, like I don't want to be around it naturally, you know, like, but I start to rationalize, like, this is ridiculous. People use these things for a long time. It's not going to fucking blow up, you know? Or like when I'm charging my vape, I'll sit there and I'm like, you know, sometimes those blow up. And like, I don't like it. It's not going to stop me from using something because of that experience. But
and like, you'll have tells, right? Like I have tells. People know, they're like, oh, he's like, I'll get super focused. They'll see me do this.
Yeah.
Like I'll lower my head. They'll see the top of my eyes. I'm like zeroed in on it. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. He's in that mode. I'm like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like everything, all my senses, my hearing, my vision, my acute vision, I'm just super fucking locked in. So like, that's what happens. Like Big Head makes fun of me for it all the time. He posted a fucking Twitter post about it and it cracked me up. I was like, that's so fucking true.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
anyway,
shit, yeah. Boom. We could probably keep going for like 5 hours about that. But yeah. Yeah, it started with the whole noise thing, and then okay. Trying to remember what it started with, but hey, yeah. I mean,
well, it was just referring to Insurgency Sandstorm's audio,
yeah,
which
the audio
it's
stuff.
top notch.
Yeah. And
Same with Squad. Squad's got pretty good audio too.
Yeah, and that chick today actually, like, she was going through my Instagram or whatever, and she's like, so I see some clips from like this military game that you've been playing and stuff, so like that doesn't bother you? And I'm like, no, it's more like
and that's another thing that gets me is like, why would you shy away from things? Like, I mean, I'm sure you could, if you don't want to deal with it because it brings up some memories or whatever, but
yeah,
why let that stop your enjoyment?
Yeah.
That was some of the shittiest, best times of my life, you know.
Yeah, and it's also like not stress. It's like immersion therapy is the proper term. That's what term I use. It's like immersion therapy.
I gotta inject that chaos too. Like if there's too much normalcy, I'm just like, this is too fucking fucking something needs to fucking do something so I can fix the problem or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
I need to get myself stressed and then like fail so that I can get angry at myself to be better and then get better, and then I still need that. I need some way to get that fucking fix of like. I mean, that's probably why I beat my head against fucking games all the time and shit, and that are annoying or hard.
Your mic apparently is very low.
My mic is low. I am. Oh shit! Yeah, I bumped the fucking thing. There we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, that's probably why I like.
Look, I'm doing it in this clip. God damn it! Fuck.
I mean. It would probably be muscle memory because of getting low on your fucking weapon, man. That's what I feel like it is when I'm shooting shit. It's like you need to get fucking like on there, like get fucking down, get aimed, I'm not gonna shoot shit like this unless it's like right in front of me,
That low bow look. Fuck it. Fuck you, big head, asshole.
Yeah. Boom. Oh, that reminds me. In the review of Days Gone, speaking of stuff like that, I talked a bit about how Deacon was part of 10th Mountain.
Yep,
and
I heard that
kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and like connecting to him and trying to like, and I think we talked about before about the whole like making choices and shit like that, and being a wolf, and him wanting that more than like settling down and being a sheep or whatever. But anyway, yeah.
No, we'll say that for real talk, because that'll spiral into a whole nother conversation that I will fucking not shut the fuck up about.
Yeah. Boom. All right. Yeah, that's what we have for news. Now we got our first look.
First look.
Carry on. I have to piss. And I have nothing to say about Rage 2 other than it looks cool.
It does look cool. Yes. It is fun. Yes.
So, guys, Rage 2. I've been having a ton of fun with it. Thank you for saying something about the audio, by the way. I've been really enjoying it. It's like the shooting mechanics were made by the guys that made Doom, and you can definitely feel it. One thing that I think that's really helped me personally is Chaz was telling me about how the developers purposely made the game so that you wouldn't have any sniper rifles in it, so that you would get in close and personal, even though it's an open world game, which is fine. And I'm glad I knew that, so I wasn't like trying to engage things from a distance. And you can tell when you use most of the weapons that you're supposed to be within medium range of everything that you fight. So, from like a base with this game, right? And going from like I'm learning the system and stuff, like I felt like a little overwhelmed in a good way actually with how many different things are in the game and all the systems I have to learn. The controls and stuff, like the button mapping wasn't really the best idea in my opinion at the start, but you can always change that shit. So I put stuff on my mouse and move stuff around, so it's no big deal. But I mean, shit, dude. Like, let's see if we can pull something up from today that was just ridiculous. Like, let's see what we can. Oh man, it was. We'll find something here. This right here. Let's see if we can get to the start of this. This is like this game. Come on. There we go. So I'm landing, I'm flying. Like, this is just like crazy shit. There's a fucking war going on right now. And like, so there's one side, the Shrouded fighting the goons, which is pretty much bandits, and I come in here with my fucking shotgun. I'm blowing off people's armor. That's a mechanic part of this. You've got your ranger suit that's got powers, and I love this fucking shotgun because when you ADS with it, it shoots a giant slug that launches people or makes them explode. And then you pop your overdrive, and every single weapon reacts differently in overdrive. It's pretty much like the fucking berserk mode in Doom. And so, like, normally this is a huge hill of enemies that are all shooting at me behind cover. That is not something that I want to rush. This is something that I'm gonna take very strategically to move up this hill and take these guys out. But because of your suit and system in this game, I'm just like, fuck that. I'm going to fuck these guys up. I'm going to pop overdrive, which turns all my rounds into pretty much like huge fireballs. And I'm just like, and I just murdered all of them. And they all turned into fucking splats and shit, So like, it's tons of, like, all right, well, they're all dead, like fucking A. Just killed them all. Let's see if we can hop a little bit more to some stuff later on where I was fucking people up because I upgraded some of my moves, and there's the moves that you get, like you have this ground slam, and I upgraded it so that it sucks people into it when I do it. So it's like a whoop, boom, so they get sucked into it like a singularity of the, and then you've also got this other force push, like more like if the Sith had force push, where it actually tears off limbs and shit. It's like, so the game is just pure carnage and ridiculous high-paced action, and it's tons of fun. Tons of fun. Like if Doom was an open-world game with all these mechanics of driving.
Get me excited for fucking Doom Eternal, goddammit.
Yeah.
Fucking...
yeah. I guess a better comparison or like description would be like Doom, if like Doom and Mad Max had a baby. Like it'd be like that. Because you're out in this post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, it's way better than the first one because I did not really like the first one. No, it was kind of boring and meh. But I think they were trying to do things. The ideas they had. Here's the singularity thing. Suck them all in, and then they just body parts fly everywhere.
Nice.
And then sometimes when you knock an enemy over, they're like, one of the bandits, they're like trying to crawl away from you all fucked up, and you're just walking up to them with a shotgun, just like, boom!
See ya.
The carnage.
The fucking carnage. So good.
Dude, I got a gun, like, the crazy guns in this game. I got a gun today that is a rocket launcher. And so it's a normal rocket launcher, but you can also lock on so it shoots a ton of little rocket pods. I got another gun today that is like a line rifle or like a gauze rifle that shoots, like when you ADS, it charges it up and you can shoot through enemies with it. And then I got another gun today that's called like the grav dart gun. And what you do with that is you shoot little darts with left click into people. So you can shoot them into a bunch of people or one people. And the more darts you put into them, the more effect you're going to have when you shoot the right click at something. And it pretty much creates like this ridiculous gravitational pull between those 2 points and everybody that has darts in them. So say there's a bunch of enemies in front of you. You shoot all the left click darts into them, then you aim at the ceiling and shoot the right click one. It pulls everybody into the fucking ceiling and smashes them.
Nice.
Or you could pull stuff into people. Like there's a fucking car right there. Smash somebody into like with a car or something. It's just fucking crazy. Fucking crazy, man. God, a lot of fun. And the way that you like not slowly, but like there's a pretty good pacing for like getting more moves and then unlocking more stuff so that you're learning so that eventually you're actually using everything. Makes it so that like, yeah, at face value, it's just like as far as the map and not main story missions, it's very samey. Like you go hit fuel points here, a stronghold here, a mutant point here or whatever. But the equipment you're getting completely changes the entire way that you can approach any of these problems. Like at the beginning of the game, I was just this weak little guy with a gun, and I'm just shooting people. And then where I am now on session 2 of the game, I'm about 12 hours in, maybe. Now I'm pulling people into singularities and slamming them and fighting giant fucking Abaddons that look like the giant the Grumax or whatever, Brumax from Gears of War. Yeah, and like they're like that fucking big with guns on them and shit and like shoulder rockets and stuff, and just running around with my plasma cannon and rocket launcher and all this shit.
Escalation of power. Yeah.
It's what makes all that make more sense, that it is very like, if you want to argue that it's cookie cutter, is because it completely changes how you would approach any of that stuff. So I like it. I paid $40 for it. I feel like I've already gotten my $40 out of it. I'm only like 12 hours in, and I know that I've got way more in it. It's fun. It's a fun fucking game, and it doesn't take itself seriously most of the time. Not at all. Yeah. And it's fucking creepy sometimes, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty creepy. Let's see if we can find that. Nope.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, there's this guy doing fucking. This guy was doing blood, like snow angels and blood. He was just like.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah. Fucking weird game, man. I don't know, but anyway. Yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to keep playing it. So, I took like 2 breaths while I was talking about that. Man, it's fucking just fucking killing shit. Rage 2. Fucking made a new break screen for this goddamn game and emote and painted my fucking face for it and shit. So,
good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Oh, and the vehicle combat's pretty fun. I'll say that. It's pretty fun. But, yeah. That's what I got about Rage 2. Do you have any questions?
No, man. I mean, nice to see that.
Yeah. I wish I could, I really wish that I could just, when I'm done with it, I could just hand you the copy and be like, hey, now you play it. Because I know you'd like it. Because it gets that fucking grunt boner blood shit going, just like, yeah, fucking kill. Here you go.
No, people want to see me with a grunt boner. That's gonna. No, all right, never mind. Moving on. Knowing who's in chat, here we go.
Boom. All right, that's what I got about Rage 2. Really excited about it. Really enjoying it. And that's, I think that's everything we have. Yeah, that's everything we got. Damn it, no one is here. Yeah, shame. Hawks? Yeah, Hawks likes that. Well, SOCOM dude, if he was here, he'd be all up in that. He'd be all up in that. All right, so we're gonna move into the questions portion here.
Questions.
Yeah.
Send your questions. Any questions?
So Dirk had one that was, do we plan on getting back into World War III? They've been doing some updates to it. I watched Dirk play a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll eventually play it again. Yeah. I don't really like I personally don't like the whole system with World War III where, maybe this would be a better screen for this so we're not seeing footage from something that's not pertinent. But, I don't like the whole system with the body armor, so that if you have heavy body armor, you take more to kill in a game that wants to be a more realistic shooter, but like Battlefield.
Yeah, I think they're tweaking that though.
Yeah, I don't really like that personally. I understand it, but I know that like it's it's not even fully out yet. They want to try different things, so it's not bad that if they try an idea with the whole armor system and then we don't like it and they get rid of it, or they find a way to make it cool, whatever. I also don't really like that most of the time whenever I did hop on or I'm watching other people play is that there's these huge maps that they're playing. It's pretty much like Conquest and Battlefield, but there's only 4 people on each side and there's vehicles that spawn. So you're on a huge map with 4v4 and people are using vehicles. I mean, I get it, but I don't want to fight against that when it's 4v4. Maybe if it was 50v50 and we got Vix and shit, that's fine, or whatever, 30v30.
I think if they play their cards right, they will get the hardcore audience they want.
Yeah. It like because Battlefield itself is becoming more Call of Duty-ish.
And people are shying away from that for a more fucking experience, and I think they're gonna fucking flock towards it once they get their shit together.
Yeah,
once they get their shit together.
Yeah, like that'll fill that niche that is missing because of what they've been doing to Battlefield, and that's fine if you like Battlefield for what it is. You know, that's cool. I still had fun with them. We still had fun with them. We played them.
I'd still play it.
Yeah, we still had fun with them, but it's not what Battlefield used to be. So.
No. Devil May Cry 5, absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah. That was also a slightly backhanded question because I've been playing other shit and not getting to my Devil May Cry game. Yeah.
Well, I know I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna get back to them. Yeah. Those are like my casual playing through them. I will get back to them.
I gotta smash through Castlevanias first.
Yeah. Also, what's working in my favor here is because I already bought Devil May Cry 1 through 3, DMC, Devil May Cry, and 4. So if I just take it chill and play those, then Devil May Cry 5 itself will be cheaper by the time I actually get to it. So, and I didn't hop on it when it first came out. So to me, arguing like full price tag is a little less, you know, like when I bought Days Gone or whatever, it's because I wanted to play it when it came out. And then get that review out and all that shit. But
yep.
Yeah. Boom.
Other questions?
Yeah.
Open-ended. Doesn't matter what it is.
Open-ended. I'm trying to remember if we had any others in here. Let me scroll back up. If I missed it. I was trying to write them down as we were going. There's Dirk's question.
There's only 2 thus far. 2 or 3.
All right. Well, I mean, that's what we got. That's what we fucking got.
That's what we got.
Buddy. No big deal. Well, I think it's time for that one thing, Justin.
Okay, fine.
Oh, shit. Why is that? Nope. It's not supposed to be there. Let's wait for that to go away.
My favorite part.
If it will go away. There we go.
All right, so if you want to follow me on Twitch, I'm on there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, where you can see me post all kinds of shit about my real life, which is usually what I restrict Twitter to do, like just to give updates on my life, I guess, there. And if you want to see me do some edited footage, which is usually Twitch highlights or some other stuff I'm going to do in the future, just to kind of give my a little bit more perspective on what's going on, you can check my YouTube. And yes, I have played Bulletstorm. And as far as Age of Empires 2, yes, I've actually got 2 other bodies interested. I've got Clint and I've got Z. Z has it as well. So yes, there will be an AoE 2. I miss RTS. Back to you, Nade.
Oh, I was totally giving you a badass background there. I don't know if you heard
thanks.
it. But all right, yeah. I'm the Nade face on everything. Got up there, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. That's gonna have like my reviews and other videos of the like on there. All this shit's gonna be on Talking Guns, which and every video is gonna have linked all this shit too. You guys want to hit that? So it's gonna be down below in the video if you're watching, or you can see it there, right over there. Yeah, and with Justin's as well. And yeah, man. That's a fucking wrap. That's fucking Talking Guns number 22. Goddamn
Short,
right.
sweet, and simple.
Yeah, to the fucking point. We'll see you guys next time.